All right, so we can get into this replay now. I have a friend who sent me a replay. He doesn't know what he could have done better to come out on top of this game and win the match. A few things that he wanted me to look out for was the first mistake was him dying. He pushes up apparently, and the second thing is the enemy carrier actually lives with roughly about 7,000 HP, and he doesn't know if he should have continued spotting the carrier or if it was fine. You know, if that 7k damage was it was okay to be ignored because he bombs the Missouri from what it seems like from what he's telling me here. So the lineup right now, it's another MVR. Got Thunder, Missouri, Georgia. These are all okay to bomb. These are easy targets. At least it's not a German or a Japanese battleship because they are actually pretty difficult to consistently citadel. So these are all easy targets here. You got two DMs, Moskva, Alaska, Tallinn, and Kagero. Right off the bat, you can see that the two Des Moines are going to be the targets here for this game, mainly because as MVR, you pretty much have all the tools to deal with them because they are going to be stuck hugging islands, so they don't have much room to really turn out or just angle against you without pushing past the island. So we can see what he does here. I see that he starts out with rockets first. I don't like doing that because they are your second most important weapons that you have as MVR. I generally like to start with torpedoes, but it's more like a preference thing. Torpedo bombers are, they have a heal. They don't really do as much damage, and so they're not going to be the main priorities of a weapon choice. Of course, if you're playing something like a Haku, then that'll be more. You can start out with your rockets instead with that ship, but as MVR, I like to use torpedo bombers instead. So he finds the Des Moines, who's actually just straight lining. Two and two, that's good. He does lose his 6 planes, but it's a little tragic. I think he pre-dropped, which is okay. Starts with rockets again. I guess he wants to catch that Des Moines again. Unfortunately, with how the replays are coded and set up right now, you can't really see the reticle from the squadrons, and a lot of times you'll see these ships just stuttering and spazzing out a bit, but that's just how it is for carrier replays, unfortunately. Okay, that is a good hit, a good drop on that Des Moines. So he is starting to get crippled down, already at half HP the first 2 minutes in. He will be the main target here because, as you can see, he is starting to hug the island now. These two Des Moines are, I think they're going to be both hugging the same island. I don't think Des Moines can be hugging this one right here because the crossfire potential on that one from both sides. So I think they might be going to the same island, possibly. No, they're actually hugging different islands. Okay, wait a minute, hold up. Why are we not focusing this one? We instead go for the full HP one. Let me go back a little bit. Let me check. Pre-drops once. So this one was spotted first. Okay. And then we spot this one next. Why didn't we go for the... Even the Montpellier was trying to get rid of him. That's a higher priority target on the lower HP enemy. Oh, that's a lot of planes lost too. Oh boy. And we missed that. That was a very oof moment. Okay. That's fine though. So now we start torpedoes. Yeah, generally as MVR, you want to you are the best carrier to finish off targets with, and that is a cruiser and a battleship, because you just have the perfect tools for it. Usually other carriers, like let's say Midway, they have to use the rockets, but now because of the reticle change, they can't really use it on anywhere, anyone or anything, anywhere they want to. So now they are more limited to dive bombers only. Same with Haku, where her main damage comes from AP bombers and torpedo bombers. But the torpedo bombers need a lot of time to line up, so she pretty much only has the bombers as well. But MVR, you can clear out any type of ship, excluding destroyers, at any angle really, because you have the improved penetration on your rockets. Even if you don't get the citadel, you can still get the pen damage. Chip damage is always good too. I see that you started attacking the Georgia now. I guess you just wanted to do this to wait for your squadrons to replenish. That's pretty much what you would usually do with torpedo bombers. Use them as a quick in between, letting your squadrons come back to the carrier or letting them regen. And they are quite tanky as well, so you won't be losing them as quickly as the other two choices. So I see you're starting to go for the Georgia again. Instead of just going for these two, Des Moines. They're both parked by the island. They can't really move as much either. I don't know why we're not trying to kill them off. Like, Des Moines is legit only, what was this, like 6k HP? 4k? Instead we go for the Georgia here. Okay. Okay, so I think we are going to be going for the Des Moines here with the rockets. That's 6k HP. Des Moines needs to go. Right, like ASAP. Go for the Des Moines. Oh no. Well, now we know where the other where the lower HP DM is. So this is where we immediately go with the bombers and we just nuke one Des Moines at a time. Okay, so we go for the Georgia again. You see, let me pause this. In this situation right here, you wrote down in your notes that the you won one flank but too slowly. The other flank was closer to a draw. I can see that. This flank, nothing's gonna happen between these two sides. They're relying on this side because this is where most of the action is. You see that your team's already starting to kite out because there's a Georgia who's pushing up. And then there's with the Georgia pushing up right here, Thunder is able to get into an angle for the crossfire shots. Des Moines, they're here, they're just providing support as well. Your team can't really do anything on this flank. What needs to happen is you need to open up the center cap because these guys are they're all legit like super low HP. They're both under 10,000. They've been under 10,000 for a while. This one has been low HP for about 6 minutes now. She needs to be addressed first. Bombing the Georgia is what I'm thinking might be a damage farm. You don't want the game to end too quickly. Maybe. But you are on the losing side because you lost your only DD already, unfortunately. I think, where did she die? Oh, she died right here. She just... Okay. So we bombed the Georgia. I'm really hoping that we go for the the Des Moines later. Hopefully quickly instead of your team finishing it off. Alright, so this run was pretty much a waste of a time then. Georgia died. We go for the Thunder, which is okay because you don't want to let the bombing run go to waste. Or we could have just used these planes, go straight for this Des Moines here. I want to just see how long these Des Moines live for. Right now it's 7 minutes in now. You are getting stomped, actually. Yeah. A side stalemate. They can't really do much because enemy Kagero is still alive, and your team is just holding it back with radars and the HE potential. There's the Des Moines healing back up, 12k HP now. You look at the Des Moines. Okay. You still go for the Thunder. So I think if I recall correctly, you play Haku, I think, right? Preferably the Japanese carrier line. I know you like Kaga. That's for sure. I don't know if you play Hakuryu though, but from what it looks like, this looks like the general playstyle for Haku, focusing battleships down over the cruisers. With MVR, your main priority targets will always be cruisers first. Cruisers, battleships, and then the enemy carrier, and then the destroyers. Destroyers can be dealt with at any time because you have the perfect torpedoes to deal with them, and they are such a tight spread that it's really hard for them to really turn against you. You know, try to angle out, try to dodge the torps. So it's another bombing run. Almost 9 minutes into the game, we're still going for the Thunder, who's kiting away right now, trying to turn around. This Des Moines has been here ever since the start of the game. This Des Moines, I think she's gonna be turning up this way, try to get some fire potential on the other flank. Okay. That's a good drop. We get a lot of damage off of that, 20k. Yeah, I could just see that your team can't do anything. On this side, at least. Mainly because of these ships that are just hugging on the islands right here. And this is a perfect target on this Des Moines over here, too. Like, this is a perfect opportunity to put pressure on the Des Moines again. Breaking the engine, forcing a flood, you know, getting a flood, forcing a repair. So your team can shoot at it. Like, this Des Moines is in position to get that HE spam down, but I see you're still going for the Thunder as well. At this point of the game, really, you know, these guys have to go. Yeah, okay, the Des Moines is pushing up as well. These guys here have to go. They've been here for too long. Alaska just got into position. And at this point in the game, I see that your squadrons are getting really low as well. Now you only have, what, 6 planes? 7 planes in your rockets? So after this attack run, you'll be out of rockets for sure. We do the turn. Okay. Good. Should be dead here. Close. Damn, only one Citadel. That's really unlucky. He dies anyways because he mispositioned. He ended up beaching. I think that's what happened. But he should have died about 10 minutes ago. Or not 10 minutes ago, but like 5 minutes ago. He should have been the only priority target for you. Non-stop throwing rockets, and then bombers, and then rockets, and then bombers. Thunder dies. Okay, good. Good drop. Now we are in a questionable position. Someone's capping the your side, so that's probably the DD. If anything, I would generally try to sail around here or start reverse, you know, turning around, at least be on this side of the map now, because this side is starting, that's where everyone's starting to push over. These are not optimal targets for you, really. And, you know, sure, Alaska is a cruiser that you can bomb, but you don't really have the amount of planes for that. Rip. That's unfortunate. This game actually looks like a big stomp. How do you guys end up killing all of them? Except for the carrier. Did they just screw up, or? You can clearly see the destroyer slowing down already. But that's fine, even though you didn't hit him. You forced him to slow down. It's also charging North Carolina. That's pretty funny. Okay. Got 2 off, I think. Lands here because she's turning. Oh, rip. Let's see. Now, at this point of the game, it's not much to really talk about other than just trying to get as much damage as you can, really trying to finish off targets who are just straggling. Because not everyone is just spaced out evenly, so you can just do whatever you want. You did take a big hit, though. That's really, really bad. MVR might try to kill you here because she sees that opening. MVR rockets can actually deal about 10k consistently with her rockets if she aims for the upper part. That's a really scary thing about MVR versus another MVR. Torpedo bombers would do what, like 6 to 9k, and then rockets can deal like 10k damage per strike, which is pretty good damage. I think you might die here. If she has heal, then these fighters are not going to be doing anything, so that's a rip. Oh yeah, that's unfortunate. You're about to die. Sail with the torpedo bombers, probably. Oh, dive bombers, okay. So this is where we died, okay. And you say that you pushed up because no one else was, your team was playing passive. Okay. The thing with pushing up right here, I saw that you're just bow in, just straight lining towards the island instead of hiding behind another island. You have this island to hide behind. Because you're just stationed right here, the Alaska, the Richelieu, they all shot at you, everyone got a good angle on you, and so you just pretty much lost all your HP. But hiding behind the island is always going to be the more better way. And I think this is where you said that you went for the Missouri over spotting the MVR. MVR is still full HP though. So I guess you just use this time to just... Oh, that's a good hit too. That Confederate 193k is good, but it's not the damage that's important right now. Ships need to die. This Des Moines is still wreaking havoc right here. So I guess this is just where the game just ends. I'm just gonna talk about just a recap. Main thing is going to be priority target. Battleships are not your priority unless they are pushing up at a dangerously close range, like that Georgia. Only thing is, ignoring that Georgia for right now, those Des Moines needed to go ASAP because they were just causing so much issues for your team on BCAP. If they get into position like that, they need to be dealt with by you. And when you did start the correct plane squadron type, you kept going for the Thunder, kept going for the Georgia, back to back to back. With torpedo bombers, you could have possibly thrown the Des Moines to go out of the island or made them angle in such a way where they had to beach, and then you come back with the rockets or bombers depending on how they positioned. There's just so many opportunities there to really kill off these Des Moines to help your team push through the map, and open up the actual center cap. It allows your cruisers to really push up as well too, without getting shelled down and radared, hydroed, all that stuff. Battleships were too afraid to push because, in my opinion, I think it's going to be the whole, 2 cruisers locked up in center cap. Like, honestly, where was it? right here, at the start of the match, we see this Des Moines already pushing up to this island. This is where they want to be. These two islands, they hold the A side and the C side, and after that, you know, you do get good damage off on the Des Moines. The issue is you stopped focusing them after a while. Like right after this run, you go straight to focusing the the Georgia Thunder. There's a Des Moines, a drop on the other Des Moines, not the more important Des Moines, which is lower HP, because we clearly saw him here. He needed to die. Now let's say, you know, farming damage is important. You don't want the game to end too quickly. Okay, that's fine. But right now it's the start of the match, you know. And then even if it isn't just the start of the match, if so many times, like right here, when you're focusing this Georgia, these Des Moines, this Des Moines is already like 6k HP, and he's been like that for 9 minutes, 10 minutes, and he finally dies because he mispositioned. He beached on that island or whatever. Oh, he didn't beach. He did beach. Yeah, he turned too hard. Yeah, but that's honestly what I think would have helped you win a lot easier in this game. Setting up priority targets for yourself. Or in this situation as well, your positioning is a bit questionable. Just pushing up right here would be fine, because they can't shoot you then. You won't be spotted unless the destroyer comes up or the other planes come around and it spots you that way. But they won't have the, you know, at this close range, they won't be able to shoot you. So you should be fine there as well. But yeah, that's pretty much what I think that could have helped win this game. These two DMs dying at the first 7 minutes would have been very, very helpful for your team. Because this Georgia, without you even attacking her, she would have died anyways. This first drop doesn't matter. That was only what, like 6k damage. After that, you go for another like by this time, when you focusing the Georgia again, she was already half HP. She was getting focused down by your whole flank. Everyone was just, you know, just killing her. And by the time you do get that attack run in, she just dies. So this whole time, what was it, 1 minute? Waste of time. And you could have just been focusing the DMs again. That's another opportunity. After this strike, you know, first thing you see, Thunder, I want to bomb him. Forgetting about the DM again. With these planes, you could have easily just killed it. It just needs one Citadel, 2 penetrations, you know, either or to kill it. But yeah, other than that, it is a good damage number game. The only issue with it is, like I said, you know, focusing the proper targets. For MVR, you want cruisers. Cruisers are your main targets. MVR is the best at killing the cruisers out of all the tier 10 carriers we have in the game. She with her weapon, she's more specific in that, you know, in that way of focusing the enemy. I worded that really badly. Focusing the enemy cruisers. She has that type of, you know, tools to deal with them the best. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully this helps, and hopefully this helps a lot of you guys out there who are watching as well. Probably gonna name this one, you know, priority targets. So if you have any questions, leave a comment down below. I'll try to answer them as quickly as possible. To my friend, thank you for the replay. Hope you don't get too offended by my non-stop bashing on the DMs that needed to die, but they really needed to die ASAP. So hope you all have a good one. Thank you for watching. This is the first time I've done a live commentary like this. Hopefully I can do more in the future, and I hope you all enjoyed it. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.